Hello everyone, welcome to Nibal Gurukul and welcome to Python programming class. So in this class, what you're going to learn? You're going to learn how to develop a Python program. You're going to learn what is the syntax are available for you, how to break the problem into what? Into a program. So what are the topics I'm going to cover? I will cover the introduction to Python, how to write a basic program, what is variables, what is data types, what is operators, and the control statements. If you are aware of any other programming, it is control statements are if, for, while, all these are control statements. Then we are going to study data structures. What are the data structure available and how to use them, and what are the functions, how to design a functions, and how to call a function, how to use a function. We'll study. And what is a class, what is an object. Okay, it's called object oriented programming. Then we will study the modules, what is modules, how to create a modules, exception handling, which is a very important part of our programming. We'll do exception handling. Then we will also do file handling, how to take up input from a file and how to output to the file. We'll study. And at the end, we are also going to study the introduction to data science. Okay, the basic introduction will be given in this course. Okay, this is the topics I want to cover. Now, who should learn this? Okay, I would say like this: anybody who has a passion to learn programming, you can do it. Okay, if you ask me, C, I have a some condition. C++, I have a condition. For Java, I have some conditions. But for Python, I would say anyone who has a passion to learn programming, you can do. You can be a commerce student, you can be a science student, you can be a doctor, doesn't matter, you can learn this language. Okay, I have designed such a way that anybody could learn it this course. Okay, and it is the future of programming. It's most of the things are going to work on in Python, so anybody who has a passion to learn. Now let us see here in this case, before we get into this, let us understand what is a program. If you ask a question, what is a program? If you know something, you will say it's a set of instruction to the computer. Okay, I would say like this: what is a program? A program is a set of statements to solve a problem. Any set of statements that solves a problem is called as a program. Okay, let's take a simple example to you. Okay, let's make a lime juice. First is what I will do. I will get my lime and then sugar and salt and water, everything. I'll keep it ready, right? Without that, I won't be able to make a lime juice. Then what I will do, I will the process the whatever I got it. I'm going to process it. Okay, the process what I'll cut the lemon, squeeze in the water, and add the sugar, salt, and what stir it. Then what I will do the next is what I'm going to serve it. I'm going to what serve it. Okay. Now if you look at this, every problem when you solve, the problem will have a three steps. What are the three steps you'll have? One is it will have an input, then you'll have a process, then you'll have an output here. Therefore, whenever you want to solve a problem, you need to ask a question: what is the problem I'm going to solve and how I'm going to solve it? For that, what is my input, what is my process, and what is my output? You need to see. Okay, let's go into little more deeper. Okay, let's say in this case I want to solve the problem of finding the area of a circle. Okay, if you want to find the area of a circle, what I will do first is, what is the input needed for me? You can say, what is the input needed, what is the process needed, what is the output. Take your notebook and write it. Have you seen what is the input needed? My input needed is my radius, correct? Okay, my radius is the input needed. What is the process needed? The process is nothing but to find the area. The formula is what? Pi r square. So what is the radius? R is my radius. I take pi r square, right? And what is the output? I'll give area. The pi r square will give me the area. I'll store it in our area and what give it. That's it. Okay. So therefore, you need to first is break down your set of statements into three parts. What is my input? What is my process and what is my output? Now, why did it take my input as a radius? Because my process needed what? R. I don't need the pi. Pi is a constant value 3.14. Correct? Now, same thing, when I looked at my analysis of my lime juice, why did I take a lime as an input? Because I'm making a lime juice, therefore I need a lime here, right? Therefore, your input will be based on your process. Based on your what process? Your output will be based on your what process here. Okay? Keep in mind there. Okay. Now, we saw what is a program. Now we'll see what is a computer program. Okay, a computer program is a set of statements to solve a problem by a computer. By a computer. That means the lime juice is a set of statements you wrote to solve that problem by a human being, right? Now here is a computer program is a set of statements you're going to write to solve a problem by a computer. Now, you wrote, if when I ask a question, how to make a lime juice, you took your notebook, you write it, right? What is the input needed? What is the process needed? What is it? You wrote in what, which language? You wrote in English, right? You wrote in what? English. Now, does my computer understand English? No. Computer does not understand what? English. Then what does the computer understand? Does the computer understand Python? Does the computer understand Java? What does the computer understand C? No. The computer understands only one language, that is a 0 and 1. It can understand of electricity, it can understand the power. The power is either switch on or switch off. 0 means off, 1 means what? On. Either you supply the current or don't supply the current. The computer understands only zeros and ones. The computer understands only the binary because it needs understands only the electricity power it understands. Okay. Now, in this case, will I be able to write all my program in zeros and one? Not possible. Therefore, now they develop language C, C++, Java, Python. These languages, what? It is understood by me, understood by you, but what happen is this languages can be converted to zeros and ones, can be converted to what? Zeros and ones. Now therefore, a computer program is a set of statements to solve a problem by the computer, which is written in a programming language that can be converted to zeros and ones, that can be converted to what? Zeros and, okay. Now, when I talk about making a lime juice, we provide the ingredients. Now, in a program, if you want to make something, you need to provide data. You need to provide what? A data. What the computer can process, it can process only data. It can only process a data. Therefore, now, what is a data? Okay. A data is a piece of information. Is a piece of what? Information. Okay. Now, the next is here in this case. What are the types of data a computer can process? Computer can what? Process. A computer can process, remember, it can process only zeros and one, but your data also going to be stored in zeros and one. Okay. Now, how many types of data we are going to have? One is an integer. Integer is here we call an int. Integer is a number without a decimal point. Next, we'll see float. Float is a number with a decimal point. String is a sequence of characters. Next is Boolean, either true or false. True means 1, 0 means what? False. But you can't write 1 or 0. True, true, 0. False is false, but it will be converted. The left hand side is called as a primary data types. Okay, now we are going to see the secondary. What are the secondary? List we got. List is a collection of data. Tuple is a collection of data. Okay, what is the difference? We'll study in the future. Set is a collection of data where the duplicate elements won't exist. Okay, next is dictionary is a collection of data which will be identified by a key. Okay, so these are the types of data. I'm giving brief to you because when you get into the programming, what is it you will understand there. Okay, there is something called none. There is nothing. If you don't have anything for the variables, then we'll use what? None. Okay. So if you like my session, kindly share, subscribe, and like. So let us write a program. Okay. So we talked about finding the area of a circle, correct? What we said, if you want to find the area of a circle, You need to know the input, you need to know the process, you need to know the output. What is the input we said? Radius. What is the process we said? Pi r square. What is the output we said? What is the area? Correct. So I'm going to write it in Python. For that, I'm going to use an online compiler. Okay, just you can use any Python compiler. Go online, search Python compiler. You search, you can directly you will get like this. You will need to type this code. Okay. Now let us see in this case what we said was I need to know the input. What is the input was radius. Okay, r is equal to I wrote r. So unlike other languages, you don't need to put a semicolon, you don't need to write a main, nothing you need it. Okay, r is equal to 10. Next. Like what I should do? Area. Area is equal to what is it? Pi r square. Correct now. How will I write pi r square? We don't have a pi sign. 3.14 into r you can write. I am writing r into r. No semicolon, nothing. Now what is the output we said? The area, correct now. So you can write like this. Print, if for an output is print, I write area. Done. This area I wrote it. Okay, I'm going to run the code. I got 314.0. Fine. Now I want to write the area is this. In this case, what you'll do? You'll put in printf area is equal to. You want to put the area right now. Come on. Now you see here there is two things I've written. One is area in a double quote, other one is area directly. Area which I wrote directly is a variable which I am referring here. Area which you put in a double quote, the word area I refer here. Whenever you put in anything in a double quote, it will appear as it is. It will appear what? As it is. Whenever you write a variable name here, it will be what in this case is the value of the variable will be printed for you. Right? Now, how much you can write? Any number you can keep on adding here. What do I mean by this? I want to say here in this case, for the radius r, see r is a variable, the area is this. Which is I wrote it just for you to understand, okay? Just concatenate how to do. See, for the radius 10, the area is what? 314, right? Now, I use the word, what is the word I used what in this case is what? It is a variable. What is a variable? Okay, in programming, a variable is nothing but a memory location. It's a memory what? Location. Okay, what do I mean by this? I'm going to show you. Okay, what is R? R is a variable. What is a variable? A variable is a memory location in your computer in which the value inside will keep on changing if you change it. How many values a variable will hold? It will hold only one value. Which value is the last value? What do I mean by this? Now R is 10 I wrote. I can write R is equal to 3. I can write R is equal to 12. If I write like this, my program is going to run line by line. First my R will be 10, then my R will become 3, then R will become 12. And then when I multiply here, what is the R value will be used? The last value. Which is the last value? 12, right? Therefore, it's going to say 3.14 into 12 into 12. Got it? Okay. But sir, now I calculated it. After calculating here, R is equal to, I wrote 1. What will happen? Oh, my R will become 1. But the area will remain what? Same. Therefore, it is going to say, see, look at the output right now. 4, 5 to 1. I'm going to run again. It's going to say radius is 1, but the area is this. Therefore, what is the variable would be? A variable is a memory location in which a one value will be stored. Which value will be stored? Last value. Last value will be what? Stored value. Okay, done. So now, in this program, you have used what? R is 10. If I want to make a change, when I run my program, if you want to make a change here, you can change directly. But if you want to change when I run my program, what you should do, you can take an input from the keyboard. Before we take the input from the keyboard, let us understand if we put 1.5, what happens? Give me 1.5. So if we put 1.5 in a double quote, what will happen? Oh, if you put anything in a double quote, it will be considered as a string. A string cannot be used for any processing here. See, directly you can use. You can use for some other. See, it gives an error. Cannot multiply a sequence by a non-int of type what float. You can't do. Okay. Therefore, your variable, if you want to use for any operations, it must be what in this case a either an integer, this is an integer, or this is a float, right? Float. Okay. But you can't write anything currently. Okay. No, sir, I want to write it. What I should do? I want to write 1.5 only, but in a double quote. In this case, it's a string. If you are having a string, if you want to convert this string can be converted to a float. How? By simply saying float of this. See, it become. I got it. You convert the string into a float. Okay, can I convert this into a int? Put it. Oh no, it's saying no. Why? Because the string is consist of float values that can't be converted to what an integer. In this case, can I convert one? If I put 1, 2, 3, yeah, yes, you can convert it because it's the string consists of integers, is not consist of this. Okay, then can I convert this? Can I write here hello? Oh no, you will get an error. Hello cannot be converted to what a number. Therefore, what you can do, you can put a string inside that's capable of can be converted to what a number, right? I can run this. I do this, right? Now my next question comes here in this case is, sir, if a string is there, I can convert into a number. If you want to convert into integer, I will use int. If I have a float, I can convert into a float, right? Now, if you want to, if you have a number, but if you want to convert it to a string, you can use str. Int is for int, to convert an int. Str is to convert a number to what a string. Okay, so right now let's see. We will use it afterwards. Okay, now we were talking about I want to take an input from the keyboard. How to take input from the keyboard? Simply write input. Okay, so enter the radius. Enter the radius. I wrote it. See, now it's coming like this. See down, you see, input enter the radius. I put the radius is right now 1. And I press enter. Sir, no, it's giving an error. Cannot multiply sequence. That means the input when you took, the input was giving the input not as an integer. It's giving as a string. So what you need to do if you want to convert it, you can convert into an int. Convert into int. Done. Now I enter the radius, I put 1. I got the area what? 3.14. I am going to say here in this case input the radius is 1.5 and I'm going to get an error. Why? Because this string is a float string, can't be converted to an int. In this case, you can convert it. I'm going to run again. I'm going to put 1.5. I got 1.5. I'm going to run again. I'm going to enter the radiuses. Now see here, I'm going to put only 2. What will happen? 2 can be promoted to 2.0. That means remember a string, integer can be promoted to a float. But a float cannot be depromoted to what an integer. Remember that. Okay. Yeah. Now see what you do. Open the compiler and write a program for me to find the area of a triangle. Find the area of a triangle. So if I want to find the area of a triangle, okay. So you need to, I ask you a question, what is the input is going to be? What is the process is going to be? And what is the output is going to be? What is the input needed? Okay, let's understand what is the process for find the area of a triangle. Half into base into height. That means what is my input is going to be base and height. What is the output is going to be area. Correct now? Yeah. So let's go and write into a code form. Okay, let's go. So what we said, you need the input what base and height. Okay, base. You can write base. Any variable name you can have, any name you can have. Okay, but remember you cannot use You cannot use any special words here. You cannot, you can have an underscore, you can have a dollar sign in a variable, you can have a digit, but it cannot begin with a digit. Okay, it cannot begin with a digit. Okay, all this we are going to see. Okay, now what is a base? The base is going to be, you can take it from the input from the user. My base is going to be always in fraction, therefore I'm taking the input and converting into what? A float. Input, enter the base. Correct. What is the height I need? Height is equal to float of, what I should write? Input, enter the, enter the, right? Now what is the process? Area is equal to half into, half is 1 by 2, you can write 0.5, you can write into what? Base into height. Sorry, no semicolon. Oh, here also no semicolon. Okay, and the output is printer, not printer, print. Okay, area is equal to, comma, what? Area. Done. Enter the base. Enter base is 2, height is 3. Okay, see, now if you want to write a program, you can install your own software. Okay, you can install own software, or you can also search an online compiler. Okay, I'm going to use an online compiler. So how do I use an online compiler? So search for online Python compiler. You have many are there. Okay, if you look at this, yes, I am taking the online GD. Okay, you can use any. So you can directly what? Type whatever you want, you can directly type it here. Yeah, you can type in this. Okay, okay, so I'm giving one problem to you. Kindly solve the problem by yourself, and I've given the test cases for you to verify whether you written right program or wrong. Okay, this is a question. Just make a note of this. Convert the given miles to yards, feet, and what? Inches. Okay, the conversion you can learn from the net. Okay, so the test cases are given here. Kindly test that your code whether it's working or not. Yeah, remember what is the input, what is the process, what is the output. You need to make a decision. Okay, guys, I hope that you understood the class. Okay, and try some more problem by yourself. Okay, if you will understand better. Okay, so you sim and then you watch the my next session. First is try to understand and come for the next session. Thank you.